Hi, I'm Craig Simpson, and this is my wife Heidi, my oldest son Aiden, my youngest son Quentin, and my daughter Ziann. And we want to tell you our adoption journey with Ziann. We get asked the question all the time, why did you guys adopt? And the short, easy answer is that the Lord just laid it on our heart. It was a desire that would not go away, and so we knew we needed to adopt. So we started filling out paperwork and researching adoption, and right away Heidi knew that she wanted to adopt from China, whereas I was more, South America or Africa. And while we were praying through this process and trying to figure out where should we adopt from, it's neat to think that the Lord had already picked out Ziann for us. He knew before we knew, obviously, that Ziann was the perfect child for us.
So once we knew we were supposed to adopt from China, I finished up the paperwork, and it was only a few months until we were matched with Ziann. That happened at the end of February of '09. We didn't get to travel until the end of September of '09. It was really a tough wait, but we knew that God had her best interest in mind.
The trip to China was fun, it was exciting, but it was also hard and stressful too. We were fortunate enough to be able to take 2 sets of grandparents and our boys. We were there for about 3 days, and then we got to meet Ziann for the first time. And that in itself was a crazy experience, being handed a child who doesn't know who you are, who doesn't speak the same language. They smell different, they look different. It was just kind of a crazy experience. And when we got her, she just cried. And she cried and cried for about 45 minutes. And after that, it was like she got it out of her system and she was done. And from that point on, she ate and she slept and she was happy. And so looking back at it, we know that there's no way the Lord could have blessed us any more than what He did. I mean, it was above and beyond what we could hope or imagine.
The night we got home from China was very special. We had a huge group of friends meet us at the airport, and we were very overwhelmed with emotions as we got to introduce Ziann for the first time to our support group. When we got home, our home, we had found out that our home group decorated our whole entire house with Americana decorations and junk food like white bread and hot dogs and apple pies, all the stuff that we missed for the last 2 weeks while we were in China. We were really blessed by our home group. We could not have done this without the support of them. So we knew that when we were matched with Ziann, she had a heart murmur. We couldn't tell from the reports from the Chinese doctors just how severe it was. We were told that if it was a medium to even a large hole, that we could have a simple procedure done and it would be no big deal. After visiting the pediatric cardiologist a few weeks after we arrived home, we were told in fact that she had a very large hole and she was in immediate danger. She was going into congestive heart failure and she had pulmonary hypertension. That put her in line for open heart surgery the next week, and we were off to Portland.
So we headed up to Legacy Emmanuel Hospital, and we were told that we would be there for about 2 weeks. Ziann had open heart surgery on a Thursday, and it was such a success, and she healed so quickly that we were heading home in just 5 days, the following Monday. It turned out that the severity of her hole was much larger than we anticipated. It was actually the size of a quarter. So it's amazing that not only were they able to fix it, but that her recovery was so quick. And looking back on it, we just are amazed at how God pulled her out of China, a place where she would have never gotten this procedure, a place where they ignored her symptoms, and put her here in the United States where she could get this kind of medical attention.
So we're a year out from surgery now, and Ziann is doing wonderful. Her heart issues are almost all resolved. We're almost off of all of our medication, and she is a vibrant, healthy 3-year-old. She's a vital part of our family, and she blesses us so much every day. She has really made our family complete.
Ziann's full name is Ziann Ruth Simpson. We named her Ziann based off of her name that was given to her in China. We named her Ruth for a couple reasons. One of her wonderful grandma's middle name is Ruth. Her great-grandma is also named as Ruth. So we also named Ziann Ruth for a middle name because we wanted her to remember the biblical Ruth. And we want Ziann to remember that because she was purchased for a price and she was redeemed. And not only that, when she got to the States, the Lord healed her. And it's not only an example for her to remember, but it's something for us to remember. The fact that we were all adopted. that Christ paid a price for each one of us. And because of that, we all have a Redeemer and Savior in Jesus.